Did China rescue the children of Gaza? Old Confucius. These stratified common script dialects, writing older than Mesopotamia. Family names of the borderlands, creating relationships in their honorifics. Land of 300 living languages. Sino-Tibetan, with cave dwellings found in Jing River Valley, with all due ELT, English language teaching, and upperclassmen endowed by many names, where kinship ties express solidarity, and classmates or friends. No, they were pronouns. Sound Olive, I worry about you. I could see where you are. But if I said so, so could they. Like I sinner. Laid my ghost down in from Treblinka. Broke the sensitivity decree. Sam has studied poetry, and I see what you can see. The Society of Graves. Reunions are a euphemism. We lost thing icons and kin. They is a bomb word. Ululating lamentations means horribly sad. Probably all deserves a different word. A boycott of language. Self-pain to question how it was made unreal. Somehow describing pictures is meant to cushion the blow. Seeing why would be like the rights of true preservation and the authenticity of no. It doesn't mean the same thing to you. As those slides we call perceptions put the class to sleep, except that no more dreams either. No more poems, no more dreams. Hardship has replaced childhood. Everybody remembers how I was jumping up and down, crying and screaming back in the 90s. They're getting revenge for Auschwitz. 11 said hand, just hand. Tony Levin said hand, just hand. Don bass solo. Prolonged. And when Levin says hand, just hand. The fans say hand. Wall to wall hand, just hand. Mooning from the bleachers, just hand. We don't just outdo Hitler. Killing more children in a day, bombing Lebanon hundreds of times a day. You get their women on board with the prequel. Isn't it exciting to make Jimmy C cry? Like the fatal DD of Osaka bleed for Beric the Cross-eyed warrior. Building momentum for Hakeem and Huckabee. Crush them, Hakeem. Crush them like mental midgets. Ma Dory. Avenger of the Star, the greatest movie star of David Jeffen. God's is her movie, Tim. It really is. Golly, Green Jean Willikers. Jagger Dance of Evie. Not exactly Homer epic, but Lapham's Confession in Rome and Sinfield, him dead, enough said, the whore. Sandbaggers hawking their sin, war tout too. Pittsburgh invests in amputee. McSale Curiosity, the retirement package at the church, screaming and howling that by the great injustice they don't get to do it in Gaza. They bulldoze them. Men, women, and children. Bulldoze them. It was something like this time, something like the curses on the dying chief of Indian lips. Someone said something that led to something like after all this, no poetry. Something like this time in Gaza. She loves you, she told me. You hear on your delirium. It was something like this time. Someone said something. An Apostle Union crawled out, not enough, not enough. And the rock ensemble sang, not enough, not enough. Chief of State certified, not enough. And the Russian king said, not enough, enough. And the turncoats in their goggles and their satrap hats killed. And they sang, not enough, not enough. And everybody sang, not enough. You should be screaming for help. Mom, trapped under rocks, no escape. Who you voting for? Just as infamy found its prided place, a word just up on the forever clutter jam, falling like a loaf of bread from the top of the refrigerator. refrigerator, Roosevelt, yeah, non-heroic. Oh, it gets used other ways in other contexts. They're like people who remember just where they were when they heard about JFK. And when she cried out in discovery, "You're hurting me." Know what I'm saying? Unheroic is to belch the absolute pride of place. It will always mean Gaza. And if you don't mind, America, I will kick you while you are down, because it's certainly all you deserve. There are men who laugh at Gaza. James Webb Telescope not likely to incite dissent. Anodyne. Jagger, 80 years young, kicks up his moccasin sneakers with Godfather Senegal's 14th children. I'm an insider. I'm an insider. Insider. I am an insider. So that's how they tell it. Waiting for cleanup time with Roger Waters. An insider. Insider. Her fog, her zog. Kneeling to pray for the Hitler butts. An insider. Protecting the lottery of the savior in the womb. How about a little genocide scarecrow? An insider. JFK Jr. Hang dog. What cold-blooded dishonor. Long poem for one so undeserving. Strutter dacoit, she is evidence. Clicking her heels as she strutters across the TikTok screen. Flaunting her pouches, sagging her sags. As the Mick Jagger band UFOs in Tel Aviv, she wags yoke knees as they rape Gaza's brains out. Because you think you're better than us. The Union pussy bomb from AIUSA, because you impure from your heart, didn't you? America has used mass sentiment against the soul of the human race in every specific crime by worthy entity as author. Their scribes of learning can be vanquished. The tragedy is to everyone. It surpasses credit that the monsters of Hamas who delivered Gaza to the wrecking shores of Israeli Nazism can be cheered in a geopolitical ego test. The fact of the matter is, anyone who abandoned Palestine would have abandoned the Jews to Hitler, plain and simple. Biden, like Donald Toon, waited until the end of his term to lay bare his true pale face. Disgusted at the averted odds conjured by the three faces of Eve, the writer is warned by Beatles hacks like Roger Waters and his partner Mick Jagger, who thrilled the beggared only with the excellence of Allah's implacable call. God will behold them for their Satanism, squash them trembling and forgetting who they were, making short work of their so-called exceptionalism, the pathetic achievement, and turn to rotter paste. That is the promise the patient wheel of time portends. In what book does the haggard savage or even child locked cold in darkness of rebels consigned to slow death merit medals? The bloodlust of this, the eternal crime, has weaponized our loyalties against us. Ever so starkly has the acid rain of murder that hopped on the heels of JFK's demise portended a travesty of such gloom. The curses of Native Americans on their dying lips have faced the jeers of pedestrians before, but the enormity is unerased. The inflections of justified hate leave their accent on the sands of time. Israel lied again today, so mundane. Israel lied as the Israeli murderers strafe housing. What do? Why, I write a short poem is what I do. Remember when we battled against the tides of change? It seemed the way things are was all that was within our range. Now what they've done behind our backs seems so demonic that we are ashamed. There's no looking back at yesteryear, the worst of which seems so close at hand these days. We worked so hard in the fold. Where has all the knowledge gone? Right now I see the women I should have waited for, but in my early age state, stricken by infirmity, and can't find the looking glass that used to fill my sage answers with ego trips. How my temerity slips into senselessness. The index and schedule predict heat waves. Congress gloated and called it advocacy. Bohemian Grove, Nosferatu was sanctified pornographer-in-chief. Slaves of Reagan and friends of Obama careful their personalities for secret tests at the ladies' club, impinging on their treasured opinion, while those who saw through Mr. Waters had their hands paralyzed. Artists began digging holes, talking of expanses. 14 whole football fields of children poached and crucified. Unimagined nightmares come true to the good old Kennedy shrug. The symbol of genocide's past advised astral projection that you touch empathy more and more, stand aside, and salute clinics with carjacking for the Congo. In Nazi Germany, they confiscated property. In America, they earmarked some young who were stealing organs, spreading lies, bulldozing children to bury them alive. People disappeared. They sniped old and young, brought families in their beds and babes in mothers' hands, while the best the West could do was murmur disapproval. A kite dangled by her only arm from a broken window. Insane crime of Israel. Pale as the pale horse itself. The yarmulke wiggers snipe as burning mothers pull headless children who moments before had leapt on them clinging in fear from booming in a tent city safe zone. The dacoits flock up to the sniper's roof, their MAGA flippers lithe as the odious spider's wings. It was said after Auschwitz, no more poetry. After Gaza, no more Zionism. Then we will return to our pens, trying not to fathom, but at least to say, children under rubble. You turn to our latent pens, our $5.99 spiral notebooks. Yes, return for Palestine to poetry, to live, to fly words on kites for Allah, to abolish double standards, to soothe his mother's empty hands. After Auschwitz, they sneered, no more poetry. As they sneered and sneered, pleading poetic justice in their turn. After Gaza, no more Israel, no more. Pogrom Holocaust, the child you adopted is then hanging dead with a wire and one leg from a window. Run to Uvalde, Romney. Shut down TikTok for your fat-ass kite friends. The master race is chosen. It is as if in their rapture for cunning they have ravaged the temple of Solomon. Netanyahu is burning the books of Jerusalem. Look at them spit. Remind me who Mishima was, Joe. Some kind of flag turned its back on you, man. Go, Jim, but you gotta take a stand. Oh, I forgot you buttered a roll. Stood up tall, crying out, I may fall. You're the fiddling or sniping, rootin' and off to Peking, but something is getting by me. Statues, we are statues. Brochure tells rare visitors what we stand for, but we, knowing nothing of this, live in pause. She says to me, I hate you, meaning the opposite. Says to me, I am cold, meaning beautifully warm. And our hearts go out, meaning that you can feel our pain as we try to touch. It is forbidden, Netanyahu, to spit on widows, even though it is the least you have done. Turn will still be fighting impeachment for Jerry Altrasad and proudly boasting of emulating Adolf. Biden will still be old. Cornell will still holler, be afraid of me. And Jill Stein will still be like, that was Marianne Williams. But RFK Jr. will live on as the man who could have been hero over Gaza as the USA gulps and flails to 2028 like a mirage. Chirp, Thunbird. What's your problem? A few months ago, they said the tonnage of 2 Hiroshimas, and now it's up to 4. Clayton Mick will tuck you into your starvation bed. Chirp, and what's more, it was school children residents crying, nobody cares. Chirp, click, click of heels. Chirp, hospitals, bombed, lies repeated. Doctors led around by the collar on all fours. Oh, those cowards, forcing poor Joe to use dumb bombs. Chirp, locked under rubber, think I'll treat myself to memories of Nakba when I enjoyed a 14-year-old, commemorated by Pete, little by Pete, on high, chirp, chirp, turn. Old Joe is still in a swoon. By the light of a silvery moon on the campaign trail, she plays mom and keeps mum. When Yucknahu Dial, a crime, levels Gaza University, and she had her way, you'd be free, free, free. To study Tanzania Aborigines with Goddard Community College, servant to the whip of Mickey Obama, that helps convince you. You'll hear more from Donald Legree and pay with cherries for that degree. Fentanyl, Netanyahu, don't mean to be nebby. Did you know that discriminate bombing targeting the truly weak and traumatized children, freezing, chattering in tents, huddling, crying in mosques were gutted by banned horror moms? bombs while the Kennedys whined about Super Bowl newspaper clippings, and the Ivy League scientists cheered no if they got blasted. See column number 9. Children of olive pull families from their pockets. They did this in our media. And you blame Yemen for being indigenous. The 4 whoop the toddlers. Those who have something to lose are silent. It wasn't misplaced, son. I've heard there's mercy. I'll have to keep looking. Plumbing the scarecrow depths. How long does a bankrupt soul wait for the sun? Seattle sifts through the mountains, fighting over the gold fillings in the teeth. Centerlink chop them's mind, dog eyes, at the dead grins. Hakeem, the white, will crush the children under Syrian earthquake rubble, crush them. Crush the beautiful, shy little girls with their Barbie dolls. Squeeze them so hard that their eyes pop out. Crush them and vilify the donkey vendors from our days of yore. Did you hear? Are you deaf? At the 5-year-old tyke with legs blown off and missing hand bleeding to death in the pit of Watnicker's refrigerator. An acid-head 7-year-old in the Rolling Stones garment burnt screaming to the bone by the white phosphorus as they clawed for her mother in the writhing sands of Skeleton Mountain, for Hakeem Jeffries has kept his vow. America pride themselves on being fundamentally self-interested persons. Central question many of us must be asking ourselves if we witness TikTok's broadcast of genocide attacked by Israeli tanks on unarmed children in Gaza, especially against the backdrop of the weird zombie-like performance by Biden's media machine, is the question, how did it come to pass that we expected better of our government, that we should be so surprised? It's difficult not to want to evade that question. The answer that Zionists and Biden's union thugs would like us to gather is that the foundational ideas that we believe our country stands for are so relative that even the decision to judge Israel by world court on charges of genocide isn't real. And it stands for nothing, because in the end we stand for nothing. This might bring some comfort to people who decide to look away, to listen to Biden, to trust Netanyahu, pray they survived the mayhem and evil. In other words, there's no such thing as victory over war criminals. It never happens, and it never has. So far much better to be self-interested in the sense of making pacts of hell. I don't want to prolong such ideas. If you've seen them, you know the feeling that the void is opening at your feet. Instead, I want to focus on a few simple messages from World War II. Nuremberg and the Jewish Holocaust, because there's no relative dimension to what Israel is really doing in Gaza. It's the same solemn, sickening outrage that was put on trial at Nuremberg. There were days during the genocide program of the Zionist entity that more children were killed in a day than died in a day at Auschwitz. And for the evil dancers from Netanyahu's cabinet, this was a source of celebration. And Biden, speaking on behalf of you and me, seconded the toast of champagne. This will never stand as long as there's meaning in the United States of America. And when that is gone, it shall never prevail over the hearts of mankind. Gaza, Ming's eating. Levin has the letters. Gaza, Ming's eating. Gaza, Ming's eating. Roberta makes a fist. The Toya floats towards Lezo in the Ouija Inn pool. Gaza, Ming's eating. Iwo Jima's a movie. I'd eat your hand. So, Kaplan, hold dearly. Tell us this, for one of your kind. Did thy nipples droop? Gaza, Ming's eating. My father was human rights author, whose obituary was Donahue about injecting parochial values by the German Green Party. Plug that into your what is this whodunit, Gaza. Donahue was naughty, who cares a pit? CMU Church Military Union, hope you guess my Donahue pit. We know that I was dirked by a script from Israel signed Gail Carolyn Burston, a homophone for Christian Armageddonism. Gay, ill, Christmas killing, bones bursting. Zuclia revenge present from Lenin Houdini blank check to Ono Tojo. Now Sabrina's groomed beat less. Ha 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 ha. The white has fallen for Canal. Even Gaza hates the white. The white. So Egypt told Nadihu on the 5th as he moved the supernova rape to surprise the rank and file for insider jobber Frankenhamas to get him out by Friday for the good kind job. Nadihu and his Drugs will, let's call it under Amalek, the true face of the savage animals, unconfirmed screwdriver fights for food in North Gaza, and the entity came to pass out betrothal whips in solidarity with UW Congo. I already knew about the true face of France, having read of an old bugger breaking a child's arm for an apple in the days before Berlin fell for a time. Petrarch flipped open the reporter's private eye for 30 at the racetracks. I still believe in a place called Hope. Face-lying, red-haired used car dealer Kia shrieked from his soapbox on King Day. His accordion monkey typing Shakespeare for thaws gibbered, London Bridge is falling up for Senegal. Jib, 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 jib. Closing remarks. Another preteen wet their bed this morning. The Jews bombed Bethlehem at Christmas. Doesn't work for me. Can you or someone in your monastery explain, Modi Louis? Why the white-haired evangelical former vice president, whose right-hand man you called a freak, signed his name on bombs meant for daycare? Maybe say that's not right with the conviction you told me your Neil Diamond mirror wasn't for coke. Zion Nazi store stamps and coins slandered our loyal names, poisoned their drugs for distribution, and reassigned the freight trains to the crematorium, telling media what we are allowed to say, and we could do nothing. Oh, you love us, sang the Jews. Well, we love to rip you with accolades. The Jews have a word for your sister. Oh, you do so love us. Your whole heart, America, good. Well, good. Ha, 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 ha. Let me grab your heart and rip it from your chest. And we put it in my hand that creamed the death of toddlers, and we could do nothing. Click, Biden gave them bombs and recited Fu Manchu. Renamed the plumbing. Who asked you? And we could do nothing. Those are spirit Jews on bullet trains to martyrdom, just like before America, you old. It's our turn. They burn. Feel the burn, and we could do nothing. Hands untied, frozen idling at her side. Genocide is not just another crime. What the children will not see, they sing songs they will not hear. Dances not danced, books not written in later years will drive me insane. Zion Nazis started AIDS. Zion Nazis murdered my father. Zion Nazis mass murder women and children. Zion Nazis rob our institutions. Zion Nazis hypnotize politicians. Zion Nazis traffic our children. Zion Nazis poison us with drugs. Zion Nazis dominate industries. Zion Nazis sit in judgment. Zion Nazis have money and power and they're enemies. Don't be another Zion Nazi decoy. Comanche figurates at the Elvis truck stop. Rosie, click of Satisfy. You want to hide in the closet? That's where Jeffin keeps his brooms. Tune did it on a dare. Oh, well, that's powerful, said Sid Mamie Barrett. Legend. The poet you can't suppress measures up against Nintendo God. Wow, insane in a good way, Greta Bot. Soldiers burrowing under darkness as children died doesn't do it for me. And aside, it's just another crime now McCartney Labs put in your mouth. I'm playing all big, thinking I was better than us. And the FBI, look at Gaza, look at AIDS. Look at kick your goyim grannies off this bipartisan abortion sphere who's Zionist now, dog eyes, and who is black. The honorary Asian ancestor swastika German green. That doesn't mean Fetterman Heinz, pastor partner do-si-do, fork your pecker with slow. Oh, Mendel. He pees with fork prong. Dip the dong in vamp blood, A-OK. Because Baloo gave the real estate of Robert's card, the Robert card, behind me and Cat's rub out. Well, maybe we look into that, yeah. Joe, how can you sleep knowing what our fierce great nation is up against? An army of toddlers. Dare we take that chance? Right the right, left the left. No, they say, when will we know the fall of toddlers, not the fall of G.I. Joe? The miracle of rubble, the miracle of hypothermia. God is on our side. Rain is the transmitter, ... pitter patter, pitter patter. Fear them. Think of the things they will never know, cuddling their Barbie dolls, bleeding in Spider-Man shirts, dying for the dream of Legos. What the fuck have you done? It sounded the sirens of Guernica today, but Joe had already fallen. With him fell Warren, Sanders, and Bush. The name of our tribe made of rubes fallen to the plan. And the horses split their peals again, came alive shrieking, Yemen be brave, wasting no such words on us. The idea of ancient people, children, shatters my mind, breathing darkness and deadly shudders under the rubble. And having lived with Mellon, I know they mean it when they tell the students at Jefferson, you are next. As British vampires whirlwind drones to the stage for the killers to lead the Dorades. As nurses cry, waiting for the explosive tonnage to bring the hospital roof down. I remember when the tank shot the station wagon. Soldiers tunnel under darkness above the ground. Barriers of squelched internet underground are cries of suffocation, drowned out by Joe's senescent smiles, looking around for miles. Blacklist boy are they miffed about the tears for children, counting the dough in the stuffed machine, ice bags thick as a brick, for show and tell, relative hell. Ceasefire means business as usual, lost and found. Soldiers tunnel under darkness like rock stars invading the stage with legendary steel demeans, counting the millions like lady being fit. Bring me my pink, says W at the wax. The exterminators come. List goes on. You didn't miss nothing. Just wait your turn. The homeless woman with tears like Gaza is a sheet of foil over downtown. Testing the water for her weasel words, AOC plays sink or swim with the buoys as the paycheck buries the orphans in rubble. Midnight in Gaza, Biden beams. Keep crying for those kids and we'll charge you with jihad. Decipher your matchbook notes for the Clark State Crimson Celerity Prayer Vigil bag blade, sending the drivel through central windows. I swear my loyalty to you, my love of democracy fair. Trust me, cries AOC at length. My tears are crocodile too. AOC is A-OK.